The Walls of Jericho. Faith in action. The story of the Walls of Jericho is a powerful example of faith in action, taken from the biblical account in the book of Joshua, chapter 6. This event showcases the faith of the Israelites under the leadership of Joshua and their obedience to God's instructions. Here's a brief summary. Context. After the Israelites were freed from slavery in Egypt and wandered in the wilderness for 40 years, they were finally poised to enter the Promised Land. Jericho was a strong, fortified city standing in their way. God gave Joshua very specific instructions on how to capture the city, not through typical warfare but through an act of faith. The instructions. 1. Marching around the city. For 6 days, the Israelites were to march once around the city of Jericho, with the priests carrying the Ark of the Covenant and blowing their trumpets. The army was to remain silent during this time. 2. Seventh day. On the 7th day, they were to march around the city 7 times. After the 7th lap, the priests would blow their trumpets, and the people would give a loud shout. Faith in action. The Israelites followed these instructions exactly. This act of obedience was a display of their faith in God's promise. There was no military strategy involved in bringing down the heavily fortified walls, but rather complete trust in God's power. The outcome. When the people shouted after the 7th lap on the 7th day, the walls of Jericho miraculously collapsed, and the Israelites were able to enter the city and conquer it. This victory was attributed to their faith in God and obedience to His unusual command. Key themes. 1. Faith. The Israelites had to trust in God's plan, even though it seemed unconventional. They didn't rely on their strength or military prowess but fully on God's power. 2. Obedience. They followed God's instructions exactly, demonstrating that faith must be accompanied by action. 3. God's power. The collapse of the walls was not due to human effort but was a demonstration of God's mighty intervention when His people are faithful. The Walls of Jericho. This story serves as a reminder that faith, when combined with obedience, can lead to extraordinary outcomes, even in situations that seem impossible by human standards. The Walls of Jericho. This story serves as a reminder that faith, when combined with obedience, can lead to extraordinary outcomes, even in situations that seem impossible by human standards.